I knew I couldn't work a 9 to 5 job. I knew I did not want to be surrounded by those kind of people. And I learned more by watching people completely screw up their business, treat their customers deplorably, absolutely just, unapologetically horrendous, than if I'd gone to business school. So for me, it was the ultimate freedom. Well, hi folks, and welcome to a brand new series. As you can see, we're here back in the studio once again. It's been quite a while since I've done anything like this, and a little bit jittery, but I'm sure it's going to be all fantastic, and we're going to have an amazing, amazing time. Welcome to Creative Business Made Simple. Happy New Year to you all. I am your host, John Morris, the artist, author, and coach for the creative mind, and I am delighted to be back here with you, teaching you how to build your business from where you are to where you want to be organically, to build relationships, to build trust, to learn finance, and everything else. It's all the stuff I wish I'd learned when I started business nearly 20 years ago, if you can believe that. Now, who is this for? Well, basically, if you are a creative mind, this is for you. If you are just starting out, if you are transitioning, if you are at the beginning of the train and you're just trying to figure out what it is that you want to do, or if you're on the other side of the track, and you have built up a wealth and professionalism in corporate America, corporate Australia, corporate world, the institutionalized organizations, and you are looking to transition out of that into something else, then this is for you. Artists, authors, coaches, mentors, musicians, and more. We're going to teach you the not so frightening world of social media. We're going to teach you all about artificial intelligence. We're going to teach you all sorts of different things. And every single week, we are going to have a different topic. So what I want to do, two things. First of all, I want you to go and hit that subscribe button, because I never want you to miss an episode of Creative Business Made Simple. Second of all, what I want you to do is comment the number one thing in the section below that you want to learn from this show. What topics do you want me to talk about? What topics do you want me to address? What concerns, fears, worries do you have with regards to starting a business? Or if you've been in business for a long time, what is something that you feel that you're spinning your wheels with right now? Let's talk about it. Let's have a great show with great fan interaction, shall we? And while we're on the topic of starting a business, I think that's a great place to begin here for a brand new show, because that's what this is all about. It's helping you get from where you are to where you want to be and beyond. Because we don't just work with you, the business, we work with you, the person, because you are essentially your business. So, starting out in a business, how do you do it? Well, first of all, you're going to know one very, very simple specific thing that the majority of people seem to either forget or negate to actually know. There is nothing on this planet that you can see, hear, touch, taste, or smell that hasn't come from a thought. The power of your thoughts are unbelievable. They have the power to change the world. You don't believe me? Well, let's do it. Let's do an experiment, shall we? I want you to take something in front of you right now. In my case, it's a pen. And I want you to move it from the right to the left, okay? Now, I want you to take something that's on your left, and I want you to move it to your right. So I'll do that with my phone, okay? I have changed my world. How? Because I have changed my surroundings. Your surroundings is really nothing more than your world. Here's the amazing thing. I want you to now start doing that with different rooms in your house. And before you know it, once you do that with every room in your house, your entire world has changed. Now, why should you stop there? Why not do it with your outside? Why not do it with your garden? Why not do it with your neighborhood? Why not do it with your community? How can you change something that is causing people problems? And that's where life-changing ideas come in. As you've just seen, I've just proven to you how easy it is actually to start a business. Now, there are other factors, there are other things that go into it, don't get me wrong, and we're going to walk you through all of them. Things like LLCs, legally licensed company, or limited liability company, depending where you are in the world. Different phraseologies, sourcing funding, grant funding, loans, all of the other things that are out there that we are going to talk about in Creative Business Made Simple. But let's start with the simplistic, shall we? So, I've now proven to you how easy it is to start a business. Your next steps are twofold. The two things that you need to start a business is the idea, and the next thing you need is the execution. So in other words, nothing that you see, hear, touch, taste, or smell may have come from an idea. But equally, nothing that you see, hear, touch, taste, and smell came without execution, a follow-up, an action. Whatever phraseology you want to label it as, you have to do something to get from where you are to where you want to be. If you're waiting on a bus and all you ever do is wait, you never get on any vehicle that comes past you, you're never going to move anywhere. But if you're waiting on a bus, and when that bus comes, you get on the bus, then you are moving. You are in transition. And that's what we all are in. How cool is this? How exciting is this? So, you've got your idea. Whatever it might be. I want you to take a couple of minutes, actually, if you don't have an idea. Jot down 5 things. I'm not going to do 10 because that can be really overwhelming, but try and get 5 things that you're really passionate about. Now, is that art? Is it music? Is it writing? Is it helping other people? And if you had is it travel? Okay? Choose one of those, if that's you, okay? And then what I want you to do in step 2 is to develop it a little bit further. So you've got the idea, the sort of niche that you want to be in. You like to paint, you like to draw, you like to write, you like to help people, whatever it might be. If you like to help people, who do you like to help the most? Well, you probably say, well, it's people that are going to be like you. So is it somebody with anxiety? Is it somebody with, business aspirations? Is it somebody who's needing a supporting hand? Is it to be in the healthcare profession? See what we're doing here. We're helping you get clear. We're helping you get from where you are to where you want to be. This is what we do in our private coaching sessions with one-on-one clients and also in our group coaching sessions. We help you get clear as to what it is that you want to do. Okay? If you're an artist, what kind of art do you want to do? Are you a painter? Are you a drawer? Are you a sculptor? Are you a sketcher? And then you figure that out. If you're a musician, on and on and on. If author, what kind of things do you like to write? The clearer you can be on the idea, the easier it will be. So first of all, you've got your idea. You should have now, or at least a start. You've got a little bit clearer. Well, the third thing that you need to think about is the end goal. Okay, now you might say, well, John, I've just got an idea. Why the heck would I want to think about an end goal? The answer's simple. Because when you see things from the end and start working back, all you need to do is fill in the steps. And we do this again with coaching clients. Prime example, I was working with a young boy recently. He just left school and he was exploring university. He was also exploring the job life. And I said, right, what is it that you wanted to do? And he wanted to be a teacher of history. And I said, okay, how are your grades? And he told me his grades, he was doing really well. Good. The next step is then to apply to a university. Go and study history. Apply to a university to get a degree. And then you can go on and do other things if you want to do that. But once you know what that end goal is, it might be to speak at TED Talks. It might be, in which case, let's stay with that for a moment. If you're looking to speak at TED Talks, it might be then that you need to build up a library of content so as when you approach TED Talks and they say, well, what would you like to speak on? What other things have you done? That you can say, well, this is what I've done. This is me. This is who I am. And then they'll either say, oh, wow, brilliant. Or, oh, no. The other thing about developing a whole host of content will be that you will have experience then in speaking. You'll get very comfortable with it. Even if it's just like what we're doing right now, a camera to a person. That simple. From there, once you have got clear as to what your end is, then all you need to do now is to start filling in the blanks of how you're going to get from where you are to where you want to be. If you want to open up your own artistic gallery, are you going to open up with other people's artwork or are you going to open up with your own? Where do you go? So I'm going to give you a little example here. About 6 years ago, I had left the church as a youth worker, or a youth minister. And then sitting there in our old home, and I was just like, wonder what I could do now, because I had like Wednesdays and Thursdays available. So I said, I know, let's build an art school. So I did. I was like, right, what do I need? You've got your idea. You want to build an art school. Now what do we need? Well, you need students. So what age group are you going to teach? You're going to teach adults or you're going to teach children? I taught both at different times. You then go from teaching or having the idea you're going to teach. Then you've got your students. It's like, okay, what night's it going to be on? Where's it going to be based? Who can I approach? How do I market? What kind of materials do I need? And you start ticking these things off one and one and one. What are you going to charge? What are your fees going to be? How long are you going to do it for? And before you know it, it comes into a realized idea. Once you get clear and step confidently, I believe it was Thoreau that said this, step confidently into your ambition, you will meet with a success not seen in common hours. And I have found that to be true subconsciously through so much of my life. Now I do it consciously, and I'm very much aware that every idea I have has the potential to be something phenomenal. That is how we're seeing 6 different areas of business growing all at the one time. So to end the story, basically, we ended up with an art school that at its height was seeing 45 students come through it every single week. And I only taught Monday nights, Wednesday nights, and Thursday nights. And it is, I mean, it's a lot of work, don't get me wrong, but we had thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds coming through every single week from our students. Now, how amazing is that to go from an idea, a conceptualization, to reality? And that's what happens. It's what happens with books. It's what happens with paintings. It's what happens with business. You have an idea in mind and amazing things happen. So now that you know that, now you know how to start, the next thing you need to look at is the legalities of it. Now, do your research. You will have heard me many times say, study that which you desire to become. I also coin a phrase, which is do the research. It is imperative that you do the research, because if you don't do the research, then you are leaving yourself vulnerable, you're leaving yourself open. What I would recommend right now, and over here in the UK, I think it only costs £12 to actually register as this. Set up an LLC. That's a legally licensed company or a limited liability company. Okay, now you want to make sure that you've got the phraseology right. The reason for doing this is because if you're borrowing money, we're going to talk about funding and things in a later episode, but for the preface of this, or the premise of this story, if you're borrowing money from a bank, you're getting loans from people, all that kind of stuff, which I do not recommend, and we'll talk about that in another episode as to why, then you want to make sure that you are covered and protected as much as possible, because otherwise it could be you personally that is liable. Okay? So those are some things to think about. The next step that I would suggest as we come to the close of this episode would be to start a Facebook business page. Now you do this very, very simply. You literally click onto Facebook, you go down to pages, you click new page, and then you are all set. You want to look for the name of your page, make it something that people can find. Prime example, Laurie Bischoff and I were looking at setting up an organization called Teen Life Coaching, which is life coaching for teenagers. Kind of, what it says. And I'm really big on this, that the name of your business should say in some way, shape or form what it is that your business does. More on that in another episode. So we set up Teen Life Coaching. When we were looking at doing the Facebook page, she said to me, do we set it up as business or Bischoff Morris International? Or do we set it up as Teen Life Coaching? And I'm thinking, what are people going to be searching for? If they're looking for Teen Life Coaching, they are not looking for Laurie Bischoff. They're not looking for Eric Bischoff. They're not looking for John Morris. They're looking for Teen Life Coaching. Teen Life Coaching is what the name is. Fridges Direct, for example, you're not going to come away with a bus pass. Art from the Heart, for example, you're not going to come away with a mannequin mask. Creative Business Made Simple, you're not going to sit there and watch culinary episodes about, Pioneer Woman or something like that. It is very specific. Paint Our Pet, you're not going to end up with a bookcase. You know what I mean? And this is where a lot of businesses go wrong, is that they want to make their conversation as flowery and fancy as possible. Do not go for fancy, okay? Also, you'll have the opportunity then to describe your business. people again here want to say, well, our business was established in 1805 and my grandfather did this. Nobody cares. And I mean that in the most lovely, caring, kind way. And I can say that because that's what I used to think. What people want to know is this. I have an issue that needs fixing. Can you fix my issue? What do I need to do to get you to fix my issue? If you can answer these 3 points, you will be 95% ahead of the rest. Okay? So, prime example, paint our pet. I want a painting of my pet. We paint pet portraits. Wow, okay, that marries up. What do I need to do to get you to paint my pet? Well, you need to contact me and you need to provide a clear photo for me to work from. Why do they need to contact me? Because I need to quote them. We need to have a conversation. And then from there, it's how do I pay? You want to make that as simple as possible. We'll go into detail about this and so much more as we go along. But for now, you have got some base tools with which to begin your business, to begin your idea, to take your idea from where it is to where you want to be. Wayne Dyer said this, and I'll round out the show with this. He said, don't die with the music still in you. Les Brown was famous for saying this. He says, when you're in your deathbed and you're looking around and all of a sudden you see these faces of ghosts and unfamiliar figures gathering around you, all standing looking at you, they will say one thing. We came to you for life, but you were too afraid to take the chance. And now we have to die with you. Those nameless faces are the ideas that could have benefited and blessed the world in phenomenal ways. Don't be afraid to take the chance, and don't die with your music still in you. If you are looking to get from where you are to where you want to be, we can help you. We have books, we have courses, we have group coaching, and we have one-on-one coaching as well. The one-on-one coaching places are limited to 10. And they are expensive. I will be honest with you, they are expensive. You're looking at about $1,500 per month to work with me one-on-one. Why? Because it's that good. And I don't want to take on more clients than that because I want to make sure that we give you the best service possible. The monthly or the weekly group coaching sessions are a little bit less. And if you click the link in the section below, you can find out all information about that and so much more. And if you've got questions for us, drop us a link or drop us a message in that comment section below. Aside from that, thank you so much for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to tell a friend because it could be the very thing they need to hear in their hour struggle to help them get from where they are to where they want to be. Until next time, this has been Creative Business Made Simple. I have been your host, John Morris, the artist, author, and coach for the creative mind. And I will see you really, really soon. Take care.